Morning, and thanks for waking up with us for our first morning show of the new school year. I'm Monique Euster.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Thanks so much for being with us. It's time to get your orange juices flowing with today's headlines. The National Veterans Resource Center is constructing a new building on the Syracuse University campus. We'll talk to one of the construction workers who holds this cause close to his heart.
And the new promenade on the Syracuse University campus originally caused a lot of controversy, but many of these people seem to be changing their minds. Construction is underway on a new Veterans Resource Center here on the SU campus.
Our very own Kyra Izzato is joining us in studio with the story.
The complex is the first of its kind facility in the United States because of the level of collaboration between the university and the local veterans community. It will offer classes and job training for military members. Syracuse University's Vice Chancellor notes the first person hired to work on the construction is a veteran.
I think it's as it should be that the first person hired on the NVRC construction was a veteran because it represents our commitment to support and empower this community, the veteran military connected community.
Dan McDonald served 6 years in the Marine Corps and now he owns his own business.
McDonald Land Surveying and Engineering, yes, I'm the owner. Started this business in the premise of hiring vets.
McDonald is the first person hired to work on the construction of the NVRC.
My role is to do what's called a topographic base map for design. There's never been a project I've been more proud to work on. When I found out about this, I think it was around 2 years ago, I right away got on the phone and said, you know, this is a Veterans Resource Center. Are you going to have veterans working on it?
Vice Chancellor Haney says the complex speaks to Syracuse University's continual commitment to the military community.
You know, we are an institution that's going to build a building, put a name on it, call it the National Veterans Resource Complex. You don't walk away from that commitment.
I think I can speak for all the veteran community that we're thrilled. We can't wait till the building's up and running. I couldn't be happier or prouder.
The complex is one of 3 projects that is receiving funding as a part of Governor Cuomo's $500 million Upstate Revitalization Initiative. It is set to be completed and open by 2019. Back to you guys.
And a half into the school year, students and faculty have finally gotten used to the new University Avenue Promenade. But that didn't come without some backlash. Chief Facilities Officer for Syracuse University, Pete Sala, addressed the feedback he's received since debuting the Promenade this fall.
A lot of the naysayers have turned the table, and I've received a lot of positive feedback. We as a team, Syracuse University, Sarah and Kevin Quinn's group, has received a lot of positive feedback talking about what a wonderful place it is, what a wonderful experience it is. What was really made me feel good about the project is many times we would be walking down through there with different people with ties on over opening week, and many parents, not just one, but the one particular father came and said, hey, I brought my daughter here last year as a freshman, I've got my son here now as a freshman, my daughter's a sophomore. Man, I wish I'd have done this a year ago. This is a complete game changer for the campus.
Workers have been along the promenade since classes began in order to finalize the $6 million project. Brand new handrails and extensive planting will be done throughout the month, as well as testing on the heat tray system. According to Sala, students will be able to reserve space along the promenade to table for organizations in the coming months.
And the beginning of the year is a beautiful and exciting time here on campus, but for some, it can also be a dangerous one. The first month and a half of the college year has been called a red zone for sexual assault and violence on college campuses. According to a comprehensive sexual misconduct survey at the University of Boulder, 28% of female undergraduates say that they were sexually assaulted during their college years. A different campus sexual assault study showed that over 50% of assaults happened during the first 4 months of the school year. So what is Syracuse University doing to combat this violence?
What we want to do is really create a whole community of Syracuse University students that are supportive of one another and that are telling their friend, you know, I'm so sorry that happened to you. How can I help?
Coming up, we'll have University Union here in studio talking about what events, concerts, and speakers you could expect to see on campus this semester, and a feature on SU's Healthy Monday initiative.
And can't find anything to do at night? Well, Orange After Dark has you covered. Find out what late night activities they've planned for students this semester. Plus, find out what is driving through Syracuse campus this week. Welcome back to Mornings on the Hill. I'm Monique Euster alongside Jamie Weiss.
We have University Union in studio to talk about what they have in store for the upcoming semester. Our very own Jeff Slauson is sitting down with the Director of Public Relations, Grant Nygaard, this morning.
Thank you, both of you. And Grant, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
It's great to be here.
Unfortunately, I got to begin with one thing, and that is Juice Jam. So, for those of you that don't know, the headliner, Fetty Wap, did not show up for Juice Jam this year. So, Grant, tell us a little bit about that and how the university recovered from that instance.
So basically what happened was there was a slight travel delay with Fetty Wap coming to campus. He was supposed to be driving. He ended up taking a flight. The flight got delayed. So fortunately, we couldn't have him come to Juice Jam this year. University Union has been trying to figure out ways to kind of give back to the student body after this unfortunate incident. So what we've been doing is we're taking all ticket revenue from that event and putting it towards future events like Block Party, Mayfest, and Rock the Dome, which we have coming up soon.
So you're trying to make the events that follow up just that much better.
Exactly, just to make it up to them, just so we can say sorry about this, but hopefully you can enjoy these events that much more.
And it's not like Juice Jam was an entire failure. You guys had tons of events available. You also had a silent rave that was going on.
Silent
so
disco,
were those some things that you guys added to make it extra special?
Yeah, we're trying to give it more of a festival environment like you see at traditional festivals like Governor's Ball, Lollapalooza, Coachella, where they have those silent disco aspects, those collaborations with brands and stuff like that to kind of enhance the experience. If you're not into only the music, you can go do other things as well.
So you discussed some things that are coming up. Rock the Dome is coming up very soon, and this is going to be the first time in a long time that we've had a Rock the Dome. So what is that going to be all about?
So the last time we had a Rock the Dome was about 4 years ago, and it was with Rick Ross and Ludacris. This year we're kind of going with the title a little more. It's going to be a rock-oriented show on November 4th in the Carrier Dome. Definitely be on the lookout for announced sometime early next week, and tickets on sale right after that.
So you said it's a rock theme. Are there any hints as to who we could possibly be?
I can't give any hints, but it's a band that everyone's going to like a lot.
Really?
It's a really big youth-oriented band that I think the campus is going to really enjoy.
Oh, perfect, yeah. I mean, having Ludacris obviously is huge,
it's
so
huge,
hopefully we can have somebody like that. And then on
Exactly.
top of Rock the Dome, you guys have other great things that are planned to follow us up. So give us a couple of those. Give us your favorite, if you can, if there's a favorite.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm partial to concerts, so I'm really excited for our Bandersnatch concert with Sam Felt and Hotel Garuda. Sam Felt's kind of is a Dutch house DJ, which I really like a lot. I think the campus is be really well received. You hear his music at parties all the time, so I think he's going to be a big hit. Also on October 29th, we have our Family Weekend comedy show, which we're announcing very, very soon. So definitely be on the lookout on our social media for that.
So what made you guys kind of branch out? And because usually when I think of University Union, I'm thinking of the concerts. So
Yeah.
what made you guys branch out to have a comedy show during Family Weekend and things like that?
Well, actually, this is not like a new thing. We've kind of done it in the past. We had Keenan Thompson last year during Family Weekend. The speaker series we had with James Franco. That's another example of a speaker we had. So we're trying to like diversify and try to bring comedians and actors and personalities that I think the whole campus will enjoy.
And lastly for you, being a senior, this is my final Mayfest.
Yeah.
What's it going to be like? Are we going to have something great and really good prepared?
So since we have all this money, we have with this ticket revenue we're putting towards all these other events, we're definitely going to try to make sure this Mayfest and block party this next semester is going to be the best one yet.
I seriously cannot wait, and I'm really excited, obviously, because this is my last one.
Yeah.
I want it to be as good as possible, and I think you guys are going to be
totally
heading
get it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thank you for sitting down with us, Grant. We really appreciate it. And now we're going to head over to Jamie to have some stress release tips.
Thank you so much, Jeff. So when it comes to Healthy Mondays, as schoolwork begins to pile up, you may need new methods for handling the stress. If you're starting to feel a little bit pressured, you might want to try out this Buddhist method to help you keep your cool. Every Monday morning at noon in Hendricks Chapel, an open meditation session brings together a group of students who come to find peace. The meditation requires no previous experience and is open to all students and staff of Syracuse University as part of the Healthy Monday initiative. Catherine Landis, the leader of the Healthy Monday meditation program, says that meditation can be a very helpful tool for handling the pressures of college.
I say it's magic, you know. There's nothing, you know, because people come here and they might say nothing happened or I fell asleep. But if you do this practice consistently, I think you'll find it very helpful with school-related stress.
And the Division of Student Affairs offers a series of late-night programs known as Orange After Dark. Morning on the Hill's reporter Brittany Muller joins us now with more about OAD's most recent events, as well as what's to come for the rest of the semester.
Yes, Monique, this past weekend, Orange After Dark hosted Grocery Bingo here on campus. The event was free for all students.
Orange After Dark hosts many events throughout the semester, and this past Friday, OAD hosted the on-campus Grocery Bingo.
It is the event where I believe students are the most engaged, even though it is kind of an open door policy. You can come at whatever time and leave at whatever time.
The programming began with a focus of off-campus, but today has expanded to now include many on-campus events and also has created a student board which consists of students and RAs.
So having the insight from people who are freshmen to people who are seniors, like they kind of know what their age group is looking for and how to get their age group involved, I think that allows OAD to see things from a different perspective.
Grocery Bingo is similar to a typical game of bingo, but if students won, they received a goodie bag filled with treats. OAD also always finds a way to incorporate some school spirit.
I say 44, everyone shouts go Q's. 44?
Go Q's! OAD wasn't quite sure how many students were going to show up at Grocery Bingo on Friday night, but before they knew it, students were asking for more chairs.
About an hour ago, we were like, wow, maybe nobody will come, but now we're looking for chairs.
We are sold out, or so you can say, because we are at the venue's capacity. We are at the point where if anyone else comes, we actually have to turn them away.
OAD will have to look for larger venues to adapt to the students' growing interest in attending on-campus events. With some popcorn, cookies, pretzels, and chips, students got to sit back and relax with friends while playing a game of bingo.
20.
And it's bingo for me. For more events that Orange After Dark is hosting, be sure to check out their website at oad.syr.edu. This weekend, there's the premiere of The Girl on the Train as well as Laser Tag. Reporting from Shine Student Center, I'm Brittany Muller, Mornings on the Hill.
Are you interested in a digital startup? Mornings on the Hill reporter Jacqueline Mundray joins us now to explain how you can get involved.
There's opportunities for students to get involved all over campus in digital startups, and if you are interested, you should get to know David Inouye.
David Inouye is a master's student in the magazine, newspaper, and online journalism program, but his real passion is entrepreneurship.
So that's kind of like how entrepreneurs are. We jump from place to place and we get bored real easy. So when things kind of plateaued and I wasn't doing much, I ended up just looking to start something else up.
Here at Newhouse, David works at the Center for Digital Entrepreneurship, where he helps students with startup digital media projects. David received his undergraduate degree in his home state at the University of Hawaii and has already built more than one digital startup on his own.
After 2 years, I burnt myself out because it was just me. So that's one of the things that I relate to the kids here, or the students here, is that who's on your team?
He also has experience involving fitness, like yoga, and working with the University of Hawaii's athletic department. And he has even toyed with the idea of starting a sock company because he loves to wear mix and match socks that express his personality. So far, David has heard pitches from a few students. A handful of those students are pursuing those projects, and even though the Digital Entrepreneurship Office is located in Newhouse, they take pitches from any SU student that wants to get involved in a digital way. Newhouse wasn't always the plan for David. He decided to come when he wanted to do more with his career.
You know, honestly, at first, the only thing that I knew about Syracuse was it had a good basketball team. I knew nothing about Newhouse.
Although he didn't know much about the school, he did his research and decided it was the right move for him. He realized through his work that there were still skills that he needed to learn.
And then I ended
David is all ears for any digital project students are interested in starting up. If you're interested, you can stop by his office located across the hall from Professor Brannigan's office in Newhouse 1, 219.
So Jacqueline, what types of digital apps are these students creating?
Basically anything they're interested in. Students can create anything like the new Topingo app or things like that. Anything that they think would benefit themselves or other students or anyone, basically.
That's awesome
That's
to hear.
very interesting.
Yeah, David's really passionate about it, so it was really interesting to talk to him.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Are there any apps that you'd like to see?
Not really that I can think of off the top of my head, but I'm sure that they're thinking about it before I am.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, coming up, find out where you can get the only organic apples in Central New York during this apple picking season.
And find out what famous wiener on wheels is driving through Syracuse this weekend.
On the board with a goal from Leo Melger, his second of the season. Syracuse would even the score 30 minutes later with a goal by Kamal Miller, logging his first goal of the season. Yet Albany would score once more to take motion as they travel to Kentucky to continue ACC play against Louisville. The Cardinals are coming off a 6-0 shutout against Belmont. Now let's head into Saturday. The Orange football team head down to North Carolina in their third straight road game to face conference rival Wake Forest. Syracuse is coming off a tough loss against Notre Dame. The two teams racked up 5 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the game. Yet in the second half, the Fighting Orange took over, taking the victory 50-33. The Orange will look to get their third win 7 p.m. in Winston-Salem. Heading over to Sunday, women's soccer will face Florida State in their second homestand of this weekend. The Orange are coming home after a tough road trip, losing all 3 conference games, including games from Duke and Clemson. After the Orange play Virginia Tech at home on Thursday, they will look to face the 9-1-1 Florida State at 1 o'clock.
And fall has officially begun here in Central New York, and with that, tons of activities are available for students off campus.
That's right. Our Mornings on the Hill reporter Jess Lawson is back to tell us all about the apple orchard and setting themselves apart from the rest. Welcome back, Jeff.
Good morning to both of you. You guys like apple picking?
Oh, we love it.
I personally love apple picking, and Central New York is home to some of the best apple picking in the entire world. But one orchard in particular is specializing in a very unique form of farming.
Leaves are changing, the air is getting cold, and Halloween is approaching. Yes, it is fall, and yes, that means apple picking is in full swing. With over 20 apple orchards within the Central New York area, each provides its own special experience. And at Adams Acres in Jamesville, they specialize in 100% natural and organic apple farming, the only of its kind in the area.
I think we have a little need from the community for organic grown produce, and apples is one of the hardest things to do. So we thought it was a challenge to try doing it.
After believing there was a need for the farm, Adams and his wife have been organic certified for the past 4 years. This allows Adams Acres to compete in a market that is saturated by larger orchards.
You can't compete with the bigger, the Beacon Skiffs and all those big orchards down there. We couldn't compete against them, so we thought this would be a nice niche to do.
This niche of organic farming allows each apple to taste fresh and unlike any other apples in the area.
You're going to test a lot of fresh apples. I mean, they have a lot of goodness into them. It's the way nature wanted it to be. You don't have any chemicals or even some of the fertilizers they use. They pump up the fruit and get a little diluted in that. So,
being an organic farm, Adams Acres must only grow apples that can cooperate with no pesticide use. Lesser-known apples such as Liberty, Priscilla, and Spartans cover the 2.5-acre farm, which to customers allows for a much more personal experience.
Experience with kids that isn't just crazy commercialized. Ponies are great, petting zoos are great, but this is about being in the orchard and picking apples and no other distractions.
And now due to the very dry summers, Adams Acres is only open for the next few weeks, but now we're going to send it over to Brittany for some Weekends on the Hill action. Brittany, got any big plans for the weekend?
Yes, I'm heading over to the movies this weekend and to check out the film The Girl on the Train, which premieres this Friday at 10:30 p.m. at Destiny USA. For only $3, you can get a bus ride to the mall and entrance to the movie. This event is courtesy of Orange After Dark. And if you're an aspiring journalist, you can learn from the best this Saturday at the Associated Press Fall Journalism Workshop. Registration opens at 8:15 in the morning and events go until 5 p.m. This is a can't-miss event for those who want to meet some of the country's best journalists. The event takes place in Newhouse. Then on Saturday night, you can cheer on the Orange as they take on Wake Forest at 7 p.m. If you're a laser tag fan, head over to Goldstein Auditorium at 8 p.m. for some fun and games. HBO's hit Veep will also be playing. The event is free and open for all SU students, and to wrap up your weekend, represent your home college at the Outdoor Nation Campus Challenge all day on Sunday. The school with the most representation wins the National Outdoor Championship. And here's a funny question for you this morning. Have you seen The Winner on Wheels? Our reporter Kyra Azado is live and ready to ask a couple of postgrads about it.
Thanks, Brittany. I'm here with Christian and Kayla, who recent college graduates, and they are driving an Oscar Mayer Wiener truck across the country. So why are you guys driving this truck across the country?
Yeah, so we were 2 of the lucky 12 hot doggers selected who cut the mustard to drive this really cool Wienermobile behind us all across the country for a year. So we get to do retail events, festivals, fairs, parades, all that cool stuff.
All right, well, let's take a look inside. So what is it like to drive this truck?
It's crazy. I mean, you got people waving and honking their horns, jaws dropped when they see us on the road, just every range of reactions to it.
All right, let's take a look inside. Okay, Kayla, why don't you tell us what we're looking at?
Sure, yeah. So if you look to your left, we've got our closet back there. That's where we keep our storage, our luggage, stuff like that. If you look up, you can see the beautiful blue skies. It's always a beautiful day in the Wienermobile. You can see our captain seats. We got 6 captain seats. Our bun box up there, which is like a glove box, but a little cooler. And on the floor, as you leave, you can check out the ketchup and mustard floor.
All right, Christian, what is it like to travel across the country?
Yeah, it's really amazing. So the Wienermobile has been around for 80 years. So, everyone's grown up with the Wienermobile. It's really an American icon. It's part of American history. So, driving along the highways, people are incredibly excited to see us. We meet people who are old, who saw the Wienermobile when they were kids, and just thought it was the most amazing thing. They're 60 years old now and seeing it, and it's just as cool. And then we get to make those memories with, 10-year-olds, their first time seeing the Wienermobile, so it's really great.
All right, so where are you guys planning on heading next?
So this whole week we'll be in the Syracuse area through Sunday. So we're going to have events at local Walmarts around the area. So if you download our app, it's just called Wienermobile. It's a free app to download on the App Store or Google Play, and you can check out our whole schedule and come see us.
All right, well, thank you guys and good luck in your travels. Keep an eye out for Christian and Kayla if you're in the Syracuse area. I'm Kyra Azzato reporting live from the Syracuse campus. Back to you guys.
That was pretty great. Hot dog, hot rod. I love it.
Incredible.
Well, changing things over, the vice presidential candidates Mike Pence and Tim Kaine took part in the vice presidential debate last night.
Mike Pence looked to bounce the Trump campaign back after a poor performance by Trump in the first presidential debate. So, did you guys watch the debate last night?
I watched it a little bit. It was quite entertaining. They made a couple "you're fired" jokes,
Right.
but honestly, I have no idea what they're going to do with this country, regardless of who gets voted in.
It seemed like a he said, she said, he said, she said, and then I said about him, and then she said about him, and it just, I feel like it turned into a lot of finger pointing. I did watch the whole thing, and I had a headache after, so it was pretty exhausting just to watch. I can only imagine actually being there or being the moderator.
It kind of seemed to me like 2 dads that were really just rallying for their teammates, and they wanted their team to win. So it was interesting. There was a lot of spirit.
Did you guys see on Twitter there was a huge thing about the dad jokes and how everybody was making jokes that it was like watching 2 dads bicker, and I kind of agree. I mean, they're both very dad-like, and compared to the presidential candidates, they're very different, obviously. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Well, I agree with that. Well, speaking of dads, I know I was talking to my dad last night, and so this is my first election that I'm voting in. My absentee ballot came in yesterday, and it's crazy how many millennials probably won't be voting this year because they really don't like either candidate.
Yeah. A lot of people think that the thing to do when you don't like either candidate is not to vote, but that's not what we should be doing.
And that's not what any political science professor wants to hear. No. Everybody wants you to go out and vote for your first one, and I guess the idea is if you don't vote, you can't complain. So I guess they're kind of subjecting themselves not to complaining for the next 4 or 8 years if they don't like how it goes. But I guess that's fine. I mean, regardless, we're going to see 2 more presidential debates coming up, which are great TV for everyone. So
yeah,
I guess
totally.
that's
all right.
good.
Well,
very true.
Thanks for talking about that. That's all the time we have today. Thanks for squeezing the most out of your morning with us. I'm Monique Euster.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. We'll see you here next week. Have a great day, Syracuse.